When you grab a Pepsi or a Mountain Dew in India, you think you're dealing with a huge American company, right? Well, yes, but there's another giant, a hidden powerhouse that's actually making it all happen on the ground. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that story.
I mean, you know these brands. They're literally everywhere, they're iconic. But have you ever really stopped to think about the logistics? Who actually has the muscle to manufacture, bottle, and deliver these drinks to 1.4 times billion people? We're talking about one of the most massive and complicated markets on the entire planet.
And that brings us to the company at the heart of this explainer, the real force behind the fizz.
Meet Varun Beverages, or VBL for short. And let me be super clear here. This isn't just some local partner. VBL is PepsiCo's largest bottler in the entire world outside of the United States. Think about that for a second. The scale is just mind-blowing. So let's put some numbers to that scale. We're talking a partnership that's over 30 years old, so they really know what they're doing. They've got more than 65 factories pumping these drinks out. Their trucks reach over 850,000 stores. And they're not just in India, they're in 6 other countries too. This isn't just a company, it's a full-blown logistics empire. So you might be asking, how in the world does this empire work so well? Well, it all boils down to a really smart, almost genius partnership.
It's all about a crystal clear division of labor. Here's a great way to think about it. PepsiCo builds the highway. They handle the big brand name, the marketing, the R&D, and of course, that secret syrup. VBL, on the other hand, owns all the cars on that highway. They've got the factories, the bottling plants, the huge fleet of trucks, and even the coolers you see in the shops. Each one sticks to what they do best, and it just works.
And this right here really nails it. It's called an asset-light franchise model. What that means is VBL doesn't have to worry about the billions it costs to build a global brand. Nope. They can focus all their money and brainpower on just one thing: execution, making it, moving it, and selling it better than anyone else.
Okay, so we've got the company and the model. Now let's talk about the playground they're in, because the sheer size of the opportunity here, it's almost unbelievable.
50. Just let that number sink in for a second. 50 times. That's the difference. The average person in India drinks 50 times fewer of these kinds of beverages than someone in a developed market. That isn't a gap, that's a canyon.
And what does a gap like that mean? It means this isn't some flash-in-the-pan trend. Investors call this a consumption runway. Think of it like a huge, long runway for a plane to take off and just keep climbing for years, even decades. As the country gets wealthier, people will drink more, and VBL is sitting right at the start of that runway, ready for takeoff. And here is the other fascinating part. This gigantic market, it's basically a 2-horse race. You've got Pepsi, with VBL doing all the heavy lifting, and you've got Coca-Cola. That's pretty much it. For them, that's great news. It means things are stable, the competition isn't totally chaotic, and they have more control over pricing. All right, so the potential is massive. We get it. But talk is cheap, right? Can VBL actually deliver on all this promise? Well, let's let the numbers do the talking. Just look at this. This is the crazy part. In 2019, they sold just under 500 million cases. Fast forward just a few years to 2024, and they're over 1 billion. They literally more than doubled their entire business in 5 years. That's not just growth, that is explosive execution. And hey, it's one thing to get big, but are they making money? Oh yeah, their sales have been growing on average by almost 25% every single year for 5 years. And you see these other acronyms, ROE and ROCE, you don't need to be a finance whiz. All they mean is that this company is an absolute machine when it comes to turning $1 of investment into profit. It's not just big, it's smart and efficient. So a company that's firing on all cylinders like this isn't just going to sit back and relax. What's next on the horizon? Where do they go from here? Well, first up, they're going global. They basically perfected a playbook in India, and now they're taking that exact same strategy and running it in new high-growth markets across Africa. It's like, hey, this worked once, let's do it again. And they're not just sticking to sodas either. They're jumping into new countries like Kenya. They're now distributing beer for a huge brand like Carlsberg. They're even making snacks we all know, like Cheetos and Doritos. And get this, they're even starting to make the very coolers that the drinks are sold out of. Talk about covering all your bases. Okay,
So let's tie all this together. We've seen the massive scale, the brilliant business model, the huge market, and their plans for the future. What's the big picture takeaway here?
It's actually pretty simple. VBL isn't just a company that sells soda. It's a pure play bet on one of the most powerful economic forces on the planet right now, the massive growth of consumption in India.
I just love this quote. It says it all, doesn't it? The beveragization of 1.4 billion population market. It's such a great phrase. It's not just selling drinks. It's about an entire country's habits changing. And honestly, the opportunity really doesn't get any bigger than that. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. As a nation of 1.4 billion people gets thirstier and thirstier, just how big can the company that quenches that thirst actually become?